Your first buy and hold property, we're going to go over some tips and tricks to do that successfully. Now, when we're talking about a buy and hold property, we're typically talking about properties not in need of work. So if I'm going directly to a buy to hold, I'm typically buying this with a 30-year fixed loan, and I'm not doing what's called value add. If I'm doing value add, I'm doing a fix and hold, where I'm fixing the property up, getting a hard money loan, refinancing into a long-term loan at DSCR or just a traditional loan. If I'm doing a buy and hold, I'm not dealing with a fix-up, which is great because I don't have to deal with all the fix-ups and the problems and that type of stuff, but I'm going and I'm finding a property that I'm just going to buy. Now, if I'm doing that, I'm probably not going to be getting a great deal on a property. I can get a decent deal, but I'm probably not going to get a great deal on a property. So this is a numbers game of making multiple offers because I'm trying to buy a property that I can put tenants right into where I'm not going to have to sink $50,000. If I want to sink the $50,000, I get a hard money loan, sink it, then refinance it, and then rent that property. But I'm planning on not doing that. So I want properties that are in good condition. Okay, so the question is, well, how do I make money on this? And the answer is I make money over time. Okay, one of the ways that I make money is through what's called the amortization. With this, every single time there's a payment that's made, part of that payment goes to the principal and the rest of it goes towards interest. Well, early on, not much goes to the principal and a lot goes towards interest, but later, most of it goes towards the principal and very little goes towards interest. Okay, so that's one of the things you've got to realize with this. Second thing you've got to realize is property values double about every 20 years. So you're playing the long game here. You're buying this property, you're basically buying an asset that you're going to be holding for a long period of time, knowing that that asset is going to go up in value. What I'm basically saying, okay, if you buy a property for $100,000, and you keep it and manage it for 20 years, that property is now going to be worth $200,000 right out of the gates, okay? Also, what I'm telling you is if you can keep and manage tenants in there, 20 years later, your property, let's just come back here. Let's just say it's 100,000 more. Your property, 20 years later, somewhere in here, you're going to owe about $45,000 on it because your tenant paid down $65,000. So you're going to owe $45,000 and the property's going to be worth $200,000. Now, you didn't make a lot of money when you first got started because you were renting it for market rates and what was happening in the market. But now it's 20 years later, and let's go here. Rents, let's say your rents were $600, $602, and now the rent is $1,192. So you've doubled your rents. So you're making $600 a month times 12, right? So now you're making this cash flow. So this is what I think a lot of people just don't realize is this is all staying power with real estate. We know historically, if you look from 1940, rents go up over time. They just do. Okay. Second thing we know is that values go up over time. Even if you go, people talk about, oh, the big collapse in 2008. Let's talk about the big collapse of real estate in 2008. The highest peak was 257 for the median, okay? And the lowest was 220, okay? So we're basically talking about 20%. 20%. So in a worst case catastrophe, the worst real estate crisis of all time, we see values go down 20%. Here's what's interesting. We come back here, let's look at this. 2010, 2008. What happened with rents during that time? Rents went up. Why? Because people were in need of affordable housing, okay? So if you have the staying power to stay the 20 years, you're going to see your property values double. You're going to see your rents double. You're going to see your tenant to pay it down. But what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to manage the property, take care of the property. Now, if you're going straight to a buy, you're going to have some money down. You're not going to be able to do a zero money down type deal. If you want to do that, you've got to do the fix and hold because you've got to create equity so you can then refinance 75 to 80%. If you're not going to create the equity, you're going to typically have to be coming in with about 20% down when you're going to buy one of these properties to get a good interest rate. But here's the other cool thing that most people just plain don't realize. Right now, interest rates on this are probably somewhere 6.5%, maybe 7% for a deal like this. Here's the other cool thing if I get a 30-year fixed loan at 7%, and I'm on my 20-year route, and 5 years from now or 7 years from now, let's say interest rate goes down to 5%, I can refinance to that 5% and create more cash flow for me, and I still retain the asset. And guess what else? If interest rates go down to 3% a few years later, I can refinance to 3%. Now, what happens if interest rates go to 20%? Very unlikely, but what if they did? I don't care because I have a fixed interest rate at 7%. So they're basically saying, hey, tie this money up and you can have this money for 30 years against this asset that we know is going to go up in value, that we know rents are going to go up in value. And by the way, if interest rates ever go down, you can just refinance it to that lower interest rate and take advantage of the lower interest rate. So one of the things that's really cool right now is people are saying, oh, maybe I'll wait to buy when interest rates come down and everything else. Well, guess what? Buy now. And when interest rates come down, then we refinance. So it really comes to the staying power, keeping this property, keeping the property rented, managing the property, taking care of the repairs. So over the next 20 years, you can see the property values double, you can see your rents double, and you can see all the other benefits that come from owning rental real estate.